What's up, everybody? This is Romi and J.Bear, and you're watching More Chats. Today's episode, we're going to talk about memorable dancers.
What?
What is a memorable dancer?
So all of you guys have social dance plenty of times. I'm assuming that's why you're watching this. If you haven't, do it. It's the best way to experience.
This is my bachata on the chair.
Yeah, totally. We want to talk about what was your most memorable dance that you ever had, or some of the most memorable dances, and why that is. So I'm gonna start with what I consider my number one and number two best social dances ever, and those are both by the same person. You guys may or may not know her. Her name is Serena Cuevas. She lives down in San Diego, I believe, still.
Yeah, you may have seen her do some performances on Dancing with the Stars in the first couple of seasons.
Yeah. So, anyways, she's still an amazing person. I have had very little like social interaction with her, but I had the opportunity to dance with her a few times, and two of those were just amazing in general, just because of the experience that I came out of from there. Just
Well, what were you dancing first off?
bachata.
Bachata on both of them?
Both situations,
Okay.
yes. And that's kind of where it comes from. Like my favorite dances are bachata. I haven't really thought about my favorite salsa dance.
Okay, well, let's get into that your experiences with Serena Cuevas, right? So, can you, like, if you, 2 or 3 points of key points why it was memorable for you?
One of the most important was connection.
Okay.
The frame, the way that she followed, the way that she understood everything that I was trying to do in the dance. It wasn't like she was only following. She was actually reacting and doing her own thing as well, and making sure that it flowed with what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Number two, musicality. Amazing level of musicality, and the way that we both were in sync with the song that we had at the time. It was just perfect. And the third one, I'm never gonna forget it. Eye contact. And her smile.
So, okay.
Hope she doesn't watch this, because I'll be a little awkward next time I see her.
All right. Well, I want to get into those because, like, I'm very into memorable dances. And
Yeah.
obviously, my perspective is more of the leader's perspective, being a memorable leader.
Obviously.
But from
Being
your
a memorable leader. Okay.
yeah, well, just a little bit. But with what you said, connection, musicality, and then eye contact, right? So. What is connection exactly? I know you talked about frame, but like, is it all physical?
Ooh, well, yes. For me, the part that I was specifying at the moment, it is all physical. Musicality goes into connection as well, but that's musical connection. When I'm talking about connection specifically, I mean the frame, the lead, the follow, and the way that you communicate to each other. Something that I've done in the past, and I've taught this class in the Reno Festival and other places as well, is what I teach is known as bachata as a second language. Basically, understanding the fact that what you're doing is you're communicating, talking to each other using a different language, which is your frame and connection. So having the ability to talk and listen to each other, and yes, that's right, followers can talk and leaders can listen
Yeah.
as well, so that you can have the amazing dance that you are trying to depict, that you're trying to put together or narrate with your story.
Okay, I want to kind of like break that down for people who doesn't understand what you mean by talk and listen as a lead or as a follower. Because in my mind, I'm thinking what you mean is both of you have such a foundation and technique and ability to share your intent, your
Yes.
physical intent
Yes.
in your dance. So
That being said, you don't have to have a high level amount of training to actually have a good frame. Some people have it naturally.
okay,
But continue.
but so like the intent wise is like, so if you're the leader and you're about to start a bachata dance with your partner, can you let your partner know when you're going to start your dance?
Yes.
Without saying anything. So that's the intent of the connection, right? That's what you're talking about. So what was that connection between you two and your intent? Like it was just were both of you at such a level where your technique foundation wise physically was able to just complement each other? What do you mean by that?
I don't know if we want to put it in levels.
Uh-huh.
I want to put it in the compatibility.
Okay.
That whatever training we both have had at the point or until that moment.
I'm just gonna say she's a better dancer than you. outright.
Significantly.
Like you're here,
yeah.
she's like.
By far, there's no question. I'm not gonna doubt you or anything about that. But whatever training that we both had, it made it so that the compatibility was great in both situations. Because I've had dances with amazing, well trained dancers that have a different style, a slightly different style than I do, that it really didn't connect as well.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily about levels or skill. It's about having the same type of language, the same communication. That you're talking to each other the same way, which it's different in the way that you have your frame connection. Some people lead the frame from their body. Some people lead it from their arms. Some people can maybe lead it from their fingers or from their body movement. It's different dialects of the same language.
Okay. Again, it's so vague. I fear that we're gonna lose a lot of people here. I'm just trying to find a way. How can we explain this to other people who haven't danced as long as you or I have, and who don't understand what all this language means, right? So I think the easiest way to say it is that in terms of how you guys like to move, it just made sense.
Yes.
Like movements didn't feel weird when you tried to lead something or she tried to tell you something else.
I don't necessarily lead. Like, you're gonna move from here to here. I just give it like, let's do this, and she reacted, either moved straight or moved in a way that flowed in the same direction but did her own thing, and it worked with the music and with the style that we both had.
Okay, and then going into musicality. So you said like you guys had amazing musicality, and like the example you said where you like, let's do this, and she's like, it worked with the music. What is that? Is that like a connection, but in terms of connection to the actual music that's playing? So it's no longer between you and her. It's about her and the music, and you and the music?
Yes, and we both being in the same wavelength towards the music. Because people listen to music differently. Some people pay attention to different things. And I had that experience with my former partner, that we both had completely different interpretations of the same song.
Former dance partner.
Former dance partner, yes. We both had completely different interpretations, and it wasn't that she was wrong or I was wrong. It was just we listened to different parts and in different ways. Okay. And sometimes we have a connection with somebody, the musical connection. It means that you're listening to the same parts, and you're both paying attention to the same hits, same accents in the music.
Okay, I would argue that if you have connection with a partner or someone who you're dancing with, the musicality will almost happen naturally.
Yes, that's probably true.
But I would also say that you could have amazing musicality, both of you, but there could be instances where you don't have any connection. An example of that is when you do shines.
Of course.
Or like when you're just doing full work, but you're still connected through a hand, but you're still doing a shine, but you're still physically connected to your partner.
And that can be enjoyable and memorable as well.
Yeah. Okay. I don't understand this eye contact you're talking about. It just sounds creepy, man.
It just it's a presence and enjoyment. Like she wasn't dancing just because she had to dance. Mm-hmm. She was actually having fun. I don't know if she was, and maybe she was faking it. She was just playing it off as I have to have this personality because she is a big personality. Okay. But
in a good way.
In a great way, yeah. But and the way that she would look at me through the dance and look with us combined with a smile, it made me feel like she was enjoying what I was doing, and it made me feel like we were having fun.
So fun. That's where it comes down to, and I feel like what you're getting to is the fun of the uniqueness of each other.
Of course. I mean, what are your most memorable dances? You remember the ones that you had the most fun with. You don't remember the worst. I can't remember the worst dance that I've ever had. But you don't really consider those memorable. You remember them, but they're not memorable.
They are memorable. Memorable. I feel memorable is anything you remember.
Okay, so I mean.
But good memorable is what we're talking about
at the moment. Yeah, and we might switch it to the other one later.
I think when you're saying fun and uniqueness, I think that's where you're able to have you showcase your personality, in the dance. So what I mean by that is everyone could have the same connection or be trained to have the same connection. This is your frame. This is how you start a dance, right? And this is how you execute that move. But then when it comes to the uniqueness of each person, it's the quality of the movement or the effort put into it. So the example I would have is if you take a turn and you take it slowly, that's a slow effort. That's a different movement quality versus taking a quick turn where you're and it's sharp, right?
Right.
And I feel that it's the same move. You could have the same connection in terms of getting to it, but the way that you add your own uniqueness, the way you like to do your turn, maybe you like doing a turn with a little shoulder thing, that creates a uniqueness, and that.
Just a turn with a shoulder. Turn with a head roll. You can do that, but not with it. Yeah. Anyways.
I turn with the shoulder, man.
You would.
But because I want to find a way, because I feel like this topic, memorable dancers or dance experiences, is so hard to get across to a lot of dancers, especially if you've danced maybe less than 3 years.
It's hard to explain, but it's easy to remember. You can anybody here can tell you if you ask them the right question, what was the best dance you ever had, and they're gonna have an experience.
Okay.
Some of them might be with me.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No.
Or me, most likely me. Like,
Yeah.
just get out
Sure.
of here. But like, this topic is just so hard to talk about sometimes, because I feel like,
Well, the topic is what makes a dance memorable.
yeah, because I feel like if someone could be able to identify those key factors for themselves, they'll be able to use that as a tool set to make their dances with other people memorable now, because they're self-reflective. They know their style, they know their uniqueness, and they could find a way to create a memorable dance with someone, whether that's good or bad.
No, kinda, but no, because memorable dance, for it to be memorable, you have to have two people to dance with each other.
Okay.
If you know what it takes for you to have memorable dance, fantastic. You have the half of that already done.
Okay.
You still need to find somebody that fits that compatibility of everything else to make sure that you enjoy it.
Okay.
Because you can be the most well-rounded dancer that you have everything that you need to, all the skill sets that you need to have a memorable dance, and you find somebody that is just absolutely poorly trained and doesn't have any frame, and you won't enjoy it.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I just burped with my coffee.
Good job, dude.
But
that was live on camera. That's right, folks.
that's right. Not gonna be cut. But I would argue that is very highbrow of you. That you could only, by stating that you can only have a memorable dancer with someone who's highly trained.
Okay, maybe highly trained is not correct. I say compatible with my style.
Okay.
And that usually implies that they have some kind of training. Because I'm not gonna lie, I love dancing with beginners because they're new and they're having fun. But it's not gonna be a memorable dance. I'm not gonna remember it like I do, the dance with Sorina Cuevas.
Okay, so I guess it's just a different, ideology of how to have a memorable dancer. Because
it's gonna be fun. It's just not gonna be the most fun dance I've ever
Because
had.
I feel like I could have memorable dancers, but people who are beginners, who are brand new the first time.
Okay. What is your most memorable dance?
My most memorable dance? The one that comes into my mind was when I danced with Katrina Quintal. I think that's how you say her last name, Quintal, from Australia.
Okay.
We were at the SF Bachata Festival, I think 2012.
Right. It wasn't
salsa.
Mary Jane, or it wasn't somebody that just completely random you never met
Yeah,
before.
but again, you asked me what was the most memorable.
Exactly.
Most. We're not saying most, we're saying just memorable. And I feel that as a lead, we have some type of, responsibility to make a dance memorable for our partner.
No, that seems highbrow too.
Why?
Because you're saying that as a leader, it's my job to make sure you have fun. It kind of is, but like I always try to explain to people in the communication and the bachata sing language, it's not I say you do, it's I say and then I listen to what you have to say.
Exactly. And because we do that, we listen to our partner. So say, all right, I have a high level dance experience and I'm dancing with someone who's just brand new. I want her to have fun. Maybe this is me.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe this is me because I'm part of the promotion side or the teacher side, where I want this person to enjoy it and want to come back. So now I adapt my connection and I adapt my musicality to that person I'm dancing
And yeah,
with.
that's
and I
exactly
create a
what you have to
memorable
do.
experience with them.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Okay, so I feel like you just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't. Because to me, it's still not going to be memorable for me. I'm talking about memorable for me. I'm not talking about memorable for somebody else.
Okay.
That's where we're.
Okay, I guess because I'm talking about being memorable as anytime someone thinks J.Bear, they're like, he's amazing.
No, they do all the time, but that's just besides the point.
That's a fucking lie. I'm gonna say that right there on camera.
Everybody loves the bear.
But so I guess if you put it in that instance where it's memorable for you, I understand.
Because in the end, I can't control somebody else's
Yeah.
emotions and how they feel like and how they're gonna enjoy the dance or not. I can give them.
You
what
can
I think.
manipulate it.
I can give I can
kind of dark way.
I can give them what I think is gonna work best for them, which is a small frame, some small patterns, and some good musicality that they're gonna enjoy. But ultimately, whether they actually remember it or not, it's up to them. It's not up to me. So I can't tell somebody like, oh, you're gonna have a good time if you dance with me. No, it's just let's dance, let's have fun. Sure. Am I gonna remember it? No, it's not gonna be my most memorable dance.
I think that's a difference in perspective because remember how I said as a promoter or someone who wants to make you come back, I just have the mentality I'm gonna find a way to make this new person want to come back because it was a memorable dance with me, and maybe it's because I put myself in that position. I do teach at the grad on a regular basis now. I'm no longer a special instructor. And I feel that because I'm there regularly and the new people see me on a regular basis, whether that's second time or first time or third time even, like they know that if I dance with him, he may be the teacher, but he's gonna make me have a great dance. I'm gonna have fun dancing with him. He's gonna make me feel comfortable dancing with him. And now, because I could see that, I guess from my experience, where they're smiling. Like I told someone this the other night. Like when you see me at the grad, I don't dance all the time. I like watching the crowd quite often, and I tend to look at the new people too. And if I recognize them from the class, and then I notice that they're not really having a good time on the last dance, I notice that. You see it with the face. They're not vibing. There's no connection with their partner, and they're not even trying to figure out musicality because they just don't feel comfortable there, right? Dancing with that partner.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to dance with that person next. And I'm going to make sure that she has a good time, or she remembers that a good time from this time coming to this event. So
Okay.
I'm able to create that memorable
You can't
experience.
guarantee that though. You like I said, you can.
I guess I could agree that you can't guarantee it, but you could, influence it to be almost there.
Yeah, but I don't want you to go around saying like dance with me is gonna be memorable. No, it's not. You can't for sure say that. You can give it the best shot you got, and I appreciate that you do that for the new dancers. I personally don't really do that just because I don't have the time to dance with as many people anymore.
Yeah, well, you're the DJ, so you shouldn't even be dancing.
I do that.
But that's a separate topic.
now.
That's a separate topic. We'll discuss or debate that at a different time.
I was attacking me. Yes. Yeah. Sure.
I hit everyone fairly. I feel maybe you just feel it more because you're around me more and we
sense.
record more. But going back to memorable dancers, like for me as a lead, and I guess I'm gonna talk about if it's memorable for me, like how you were talking about earlier. No longer me making it memorable for
Cool.
for
We're
the
on the
dance
same
partner.
wavelength now. All right.
Okay, cool. So I feel even if I'm with a beginner, it'll be memorable for me. It may not challenge me technique-wise. That said that weirdly. It may not challenge me, technique-wise, but I feel that there's more of a memorable experience with people I've never danced with, and at least at the grad, those tend to be people who are new to the dance community or dance scene. The reason being is that because I've never danced with them, I don't know what they're gonna do. And again, since I have to adapt to their movement, their connection, they may have a quirk that gave me ooh, that was different, And whether they can't turn that well, quote unquote well, to the standard turning well, if they add a turn with a flair and it still complements the music, they have a musicality with it, that's gonna be memorable for me, That doesn't matter if it's a high level dancer or not.
Is it usually the most memorable dance of the night though?
To tell you the truth, I don't really have memorable dancers with people I know on a regular basis.
Well, yeah, I mean
The reason being because we dance all the time.
exactly. We dance with them every single night.
So
That's not a bad thing.
I guess
It's
what I'm
just-
saying, I'm getting to is that when I dance with someone new, it's more memorable with dancing with someone old.
Okay, well that's fantastic for you. But let's talk about our audience now.
Okay.
How do you make sure that you have a memorable dance?
Okay, we have a couple minutes left. I think there's three things. There's a physical part, like how you said connection, your ability to show intent of what you want to do next, especially as a leader, because you have to start off the conversation
Yes,
traditionally. right?
Traditionally.
So I'm just going to go with that. You, as a leader, you're supposed to initiate the communication physically. And then musicality, as what you said too, I feel like that's the emotional side, the mental side. Are you comfortable enough dancing with someone to start hitting different things in the song?
I think a lot of that is how you're comfortable with yourself too.
Yeah.
Because you need to know before you start doing all the shines and all the stuff in music. You need to know where you are with your fundamentals.
So physically, you need to know what you can perform, but mentally, are you comfortable to perform or even take that risk to try and perform that?
Okay.
And then the last part is the combination of both, the uniqueness of yourself. So what quirk do you have that most people don't do? And that goes back to when I said about effort or movement quality. Do you like to turn with a head roll, hair whip, or a little shoulder?
Chest bump. Pop, pop.
So I think it's those three things: a physical connection, a mental connection, that's musicality and comfortability with the person, and then the uniqueness of your individuality.
And last one, eye contact. But don't be
Creep.
crazy. No, what I mean is smile. It actually
Smile,
helps.
yeah.
Like one of the best things that I do at festivals that I don't usually do here is I make sure that the partner that I'm dancing with, every single partner that I dance with, smiles. And the way I do that is I smile to them, they smile back, then I go back to my serious face afterwards, so they don't have to worry about that. I'm like, you smiled already, check in the box, and I continue to the next partner.
I just feel, I know we only have a couple minutes left, but I just feel you just totally contradicted yourself from your earlier statement that says you cannot guarantee someone to have a good time.
Oh, I don't. I just guarantee.
So why does that smile signify that?
It's a personal
anything?
thing. I just want to make sure that I can say that everybody I dance with smiled, and I do that. I force it that way. That's just for me. That's not for them.
I think that's a contradictory statement you just had.
I don't. Just because they smile doesn't mean that they're having fun the whole dance. So there's gonna be a memorable dance for them either.
Or that was just a memorable moment in that one dance.
Well, quite possible.
All right, but I feel like we could go away all around this.
Yes.
And it's been time. Sorry, guys. We had a lot of fun.
Stay tuned for more stuff that we have coming up. I just thought of a whole different topic to talk about later on with you guys from this conversation. And tell us your most memorable dances. Why not? Put it on the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. Send us if you want us to talk about something where you're like, I don't believe that your definition of connection, musicality, or uniqueness is accurate. Send us an email at morbachats
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. morbachats@gmail.com. Or put in the comments or send us a Facebook message.
Facebook message, that's right, on that group. That's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had a good time.
Have a good one.
Hey, hope you guys enjoyed the episode of Morba Chats. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Morba Chats. Follow me at J.Bear Mixes, J.Bear Mixes. Follow Romi at Romi Sunga. And big shout out to Mellow Me Out. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook as well at Mellow Me Out. Thanks.